Network of awareness makes your brain coherent. One of the fastest growing podcasts. You can hear it 24/7. Got listeners out in London, informationalists in Paris. The echo spreading out, no parrot. Just dissect, digest, and share it. The righteous rhymes hit the spirit. Click 90 times, it won't perish. Cause y'all's the mind ain't no fairy tale like the valley our parents. It's time to rise, don't get weary. United minds, it's apparent. Download every single errand, but most ain't fit to catch it, even if they were Larry. Interviews, the interludes, they enter you, taking you on a journey like no other. It places you in a state of awareness. It's your fault if you hate the truth, cause Yahweh been Yahweh's on his way, my brother. Better change your views. All praise to Yah.
Peace and greetings. Presenting the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, providing in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, bringing you truth messages of inspiration, keen insight, reputable interviews, and so much more. So now, for the truth you've been waiting for, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, Aura, the informationalist.
Peace and greetings, folks. This is Or the Informationalist, and I'm coming to you live here on Most High Mondays. Yes, and we got a great show tonight. Tonight's show is called The Business of Wickedness. Now, I made a mistake. It's actually episode 85. I put 84 because I lose track, and it was a minor oversight, but it is episode 85 of season 3, which means that we got 15 episodes until we go into season 4. And season 4 is going to simultaneously start with the Roku channel, if everything works out, Yah willing. So, brothers and sisters, I want to welcome you to the Most High Monday live broadcast by the Network of Awareness. I'm the owner and founder and your host of the Network of Awareness. And I welcome you to the Business of Wickedness. And we have a lot to talk about today. And I hope that you get great substance from the show, because when it comes to wickedness in the United States of America, the whole entire foundation of this place, this country, was built off of wickedness. So with that being said, let's get this show started right, and let's get it started quickly. Right? This is called If It Doesn't Kill You, It Makes You Stronger. So we're going to let this beat rock out for just a little bit, and then I'll be right back.
Just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness. To the Network of Awareness. To the Network of Awareness.
All right. So, peace, brothers and sisters that are tuning in to the live broadcast, and to all those that will be downloading the show after the broadcast throughout the week. I thank you, brothers and sisters, for supporting the Network of Awareness. And today is another episode on Most High Mondays, which on Most High Mondays, we talk a lot about spiritual things and things that are, not so much discussed every day or even frequently. And a lot of times when it comes to the wickedness of the United States, a lot of this stuff gets swept under the rug. And for the info box, when you read it, it says the United States is a land of opportunity, but it's also a home to some really dark secrets. And from the founding fathers who were involved with witch trials and other religious radicals, all throughout our history, there has been those that sought power over others by any means necessary, including murder, which also includes slavery, because slavery was one of the foundational pieces that built the United States of America, and through the backs of melanated people and through the backs of Hebrew people, this country was formed through murder, torture, rape, and every vile thing you could possibly think of. And that's why I wanted to talk about the business of wickedness, because it's not spoken about enough, because America is painted as a country of freedom and liberty in the land where anything can happen and dreams can come true, and a bunch of blah, blah, blah nonsense. This place has always been wicked. It remains to be wicked. And now it's being revealed for all its wickedness, and it will fall because of its wickedness. And I'm looking very much forward to that. That's right. Shalom and shalom to Sister Nama. Thanks for joining. And definitely, Sister Nama, I'm going to check out that video you sent me. I didn't get to see it yet, but I did, upload it. I just didn't get to watch it. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Shout outs to Queen Letta. All right. So, when it comes to the business of wickedness, it's a thing where the United States of America it's just a place where things are very much masqueraded. There is a level of camouflage that's placed over this place that is so good that you cannot see the very wickedness of this place because it's masqueraded so well. And one of the reasons, or some of the reasons, that inspired this show was I've been watching the Gacy tapes, and I was watching that with Letta. We were kind of like surprised how this man, who's John Wayne Gacy, who killed, 33 people, but I believe he killed more than that, and executed a lot of young men and boys. And the man had no remorse. That's one thing that we noticed about this man. None whatsoever. Just a straight, social psychopath. And we have a lot of people like that in this country. Furthermore, it's those very people like this man that governed this country and have governed this country in the past. If you was to look back into the history of some of the founding fathers, or the so-called founding fathers, and those that assisted the founding fathers when it came to the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States, which, if you followed my show in the early days of its inception, we talked about it with Walter Reed, how the indigenous tribes of the Americas, which before was the Americas, the melanated people of this land, educated the white settler, the white intruder, the Caucasian man that came here to conquer, pillage, and destroy, and rape, and torture, and colonize. And they were successful in doing that because they were allowed to do that. But when you look back at the history of some of these men, let's take, for example, Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin in textbook is made to look like a man of great knowledge and prestige, and a man who was revered as one of the integral pieces that contributed to what we know as the United States of America present day. Right? That's why they used to tell the stories, Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity by flying his kite with a key. And I'm a little embarrassed to say that there's, people in my family that still believe that to be true because they're so indoctrinated. But you would think to yourself, well, that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because with all the information that's been provided, we know that electricity has existed for thousands of years. The Egyptians had batteries, right? Light has been around for a long time, and it wasn't just through fire. But that's the narrative, because the United States masquerades everything through a long legacy of lies. And it has not stopped. The legacy is a legacy because it's been going on for 500 years. But it's soon going to come to an end. How soon, I don't know, but I know it will. And I hope I get to see it, because this place needs to drop like a bad habit. Back to Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin, when he already was passed away, they were doing renovation and reconstructing his home to basically make it a historical site for people to come by his house. Well, what they discovered was that the man had multiple bodies. And when I mean multiple, I'm talking about in, double digit. The man had multiple bodies in his house, stuffed in the walls, stuffed underneath the floorboards. Some say that he even sacrificed some of his children. And this is a man that's revered present day in the history books and ain't worth a damn. He's just another demon that was able to live and bring about nothing but corruption through documentation, as we know today as the Constitution of the United States of America. That man was an integral part. He was also a Masonic Brotherhood member, and the sector that he belonged to was called the Hellfires Club. The Hellfires Club. And this was a group that I, through my research, found out that Jack the Ripper had some affiliations to. And if you know anything about Jack the Ripper, who was killing a lot of prostitutes back in the days, he was also a physician. So you have to understand something. These men of wickedness, they're very intelligent, very calculating, diabolical men, just like John Wayne Gacy. I believe that John Wayne Gacy is just a reincarnation of people like Benjamin Franklin. And if you start to look, like in that movie Master was a great depiction of showing you reincarnation and bloodline transformation, where there were scenes where the woman, Regina Hall, was looking around at the room, at the party, and she started to notice that every single person at the party resembled somebody that was on a picture, whether it be in a mantle or on the wall. That stuff is real, people. When it comes to the history of this country, it has nothing but a long line of demonic behavior, wicked, satanic, ritualistic stuff. And it's just so much of it that it literally can make you go crazy if you was to do research on it. And it's that same energy that still permeates and resonates present day on this land. So when you're trying to figure out, why can't we just all get along? Why can't things be better? Oh, let's get more laws passed. And then you got propaganda trains like Black Lives Matter. It's like none of that is to serve the purpose for the betterment of this country. All its purposes is to divide and conquer and confuse and diffuse any type of revolution. Facts. And I will debate anybody on this, because I'm the type of person that I don't entertain the nonsense. I don't entertain this red, white, and blue crap to act like this country is the greatest place ever, because it's not. The only reason why this country even has a little bit of greatness is because of the people that live here. The people, the righteous people that live here make this place great, makes this place worth keeping around temporarily until the Most High decides that it doesn't need to exist anymore, because the Most High is going to make sure that his people are safe. His people are taken care of before this place, falls to its demise, like Sodom and Gomorrah, like a Babylon. And I'll debate anybody on that. This place is wicked. Wicked, wicked, wicked. There's no other way to say it, because that's all that it is. It doesn't surprise me that, especially I live in the state of Florida, right? A lot of you brothers and sisters know I live in the Tampa Bay area. But even when I didn't live here, and I lived in upstate New York, and I lived in New York City, I used to travel to New Jersey a lot because that's where my daughter was. So I would pick her up and I get to see how the culture is there. And I noticed with the Caucasian ethnicity that they seem, and it's for all ethnicities, but I've noticed with the Caucasian ethnicity, there is an attachment to Halloween. It's very, very weird. And I know this all too well. And I know this very well because I was around a white family that gravitated to Halloween, because I had a child with a white woman who I barely knew, but I had a kid with about as white as you can possibly get, German and Norwegian. And their family was real. Her family was very, white privileged, racist folks. I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? Because I just got a girl pregnant that I barely knew for a month. But boy, did I get to learn quick. I had my own little episodes of Get Out. The only thing is with Get Out, the only thing that I didn't experience is the experimenting. But all that other stuff, I experienced that. The difference between me and that other guy is that my spirit was strong. So I sensed things right away, so I didn't get caught up. You know what I'm saying? I bounced pretty quickly from that situation. But I bring it up because when you look at Halloween is something that's celebrated by a lot of different cultures here in America. But for some reason, Caucasian people, and not all, but most, gravitate to this so-called holiday. I like to call it holiday, but it's called a holiday. Either way, it's same nonsense. This holiday is very much celebrated. And I mean, people go all out for Halloween. And it's based on witchcraft. It's based on Satanism. It's based on making you scared. Its foundation is based on fear. So there's no coincidence that it's the same damn holiday that's heavily invested in celebration. Everybody loves celebrating Halloween, or at least most people in this country love celebrating Halloween. And all they're doing is celebrating a satanic, ritualistic, pagan holiday that goes so far deep in the rabbit hole, it'll make your head spin. It could give you an ill feeling. That's what this country's about. This country supports everything that is wicked, everything. And that's why when you look in that description box, it's the home to some, and I put some, but it's really many really dark secrets. That's what I really should have put. Home to many really dark secrets, but I put to some. You know what I mean? But there is no damn founding fathers. How can there be a founding father when this place was already found? This place was already inhabited. But that goes back to the wickedness. See, the wickedness is not just with all the killing and the savagery that happened during slavery. But the wickedness is in everything. It's in the way things are interpreted. A lot of the wickedness comes from that. The wickedness is in the Constitution of the United States. The wickedness is in the laws that have been passed since the implementation of the United States Constitution. The wickedness is here spiritually. Some of you, like myself, might be on land where a lot of ritualistic satanic behavior was conducted, and you might not even know about it. Because I could tell you something, and shout outs to brother Slime Doe, Cal. Him and I had a private discussion about this, but I had told him, like, yo, I literally had a spirit of a Ku Klux Klan member, big dude, had a gown, everything, and was looking at me with one of the coldest, lifeless stares that you could possibly, looking at me, standing over my bed. Did I get scared? Absolutely not. I got up, walked up to it, and it floated away. But it was staring at me in a way, and Brother Kyle was telling me it wanted to get me, but it couldn't, because I'm protected by the Most High. I know that. Ain't nobody can tell me otherwise. I know. The Most High sent an angel to bring me out of the clutches of Satan. Facts. When I was 15 to 16 years old, the Most High literally sent an angel in the flesh to save me. Some people believe that story, some don't. I really don't care. I know it's true. And I got the receipts for it to prove it. But when that spirit came into my house, I said to myself, why was it there? Now, one of the things that I did, just to share, you know what I'm saying? And I've said this before, but I had an old Masonic Third Reich book in my house. It was a wicked satanic book that I had that was passed on to me from a friend in North Carolina. And this was a book that was owned in the late 1800s. I still had clippings from obituaries of different brotherhood in the clan and in the Masonic brotherhoods of the time that had passed away. And these were like their mourning services. And I still had the clippings of the newspaper. They were all still intact, but yellow. You know how paper gets when it ages. And I was reading some of the stuff, and these are people that were being remembered. They were part of these Masonic brotherhoods. Now, I never read the book through and through. I never did, because it was just so wicked. See, even the reason why I got it is because I wanted to understand my enemy. I wanted to understand the enemy of the Most High. I wanted to understand how Satan operates, but I made a mistake. Because it wasn't meant for me to understand. It was meant for me not to be a part of that or to even look into it. Because even though my intentions were righteous in trying to understand my enemy, like any warrior soldier would do, I opened up Pandora's box and then I closed it. But the book was sitting here. After that spirit came here, I listened to a show that Slime Dole did on IG. And I'm going to tell you something, people. The Most High makes no mistakes. I was listening to his show and something came over my spirit and was like, burn that book. I went to my backyard. I took a tire iron. I took a bunch of leaves and I placed the leaves in the book, around the book, and lit it on fire. I didn't have any lighter fluid, so I used my old Boy Scouts tricks, because I know how to build fires, people. I'm really good at it. I know how to survive in the wilderness. I can build shelter in the wilderness with just sticks and leaves. I've done it before, and I'll do it again if I have to. And I know how to catch fish. I know how to navigate. I know how to track, how to read tracks in the ground. I know how to do a lot of that stuff. Now, I haven't practiced in a while, but it's still there. So I made this fire, this huge fire in this tire iron. Do you realize, people, that book was so wicked that it took over a half an hour for that book to completely burn to a crisp? It took time. It was almost like the book had a certain energy to it where it was fighting off the burn, believe it or not. So I had to keep shifting it so that the book would completely burn. That same night, let me tell you something. Satan, whatever dark forces that was connected to that book, they were pissed that I burnt that book. And I'm going to tell you how I know this. That night, I was supposed to do, I believe it was the Power of Music song. I was supposed to lay down my lyrics that I did with Take One, which was my first song, coming out of the woodworks, coming out of retirement, coming out of my hiatus. And I went into my booth, ready to spit rhymes. All of a sudden, I started coughing and sneezing and coughing and choking and sneezing and choking some more and coughing some more. I drank some alkaline water. I blew my nose. I took 2 Zyrtecs. I didn't take 1 Zyrtec. I took 2. Still, couldn't say a damn thing. And I felt like the forces were so upset that they made me ill. Like these spirits came to like, nah, you're not spitting no rhymes. And I had a massive headache after burning that book because I knew at that point I pissed off whatever energy was still here that I carried with me to 3 different locations. Because I had that book at 3 different locations and I finally burnt it. And it was like a burden, a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I went to sleep that night, woke up completely refreshed, completely healthy and just ready to go. Got on the microphone and spit the verses. So either it was the power of music or it was thank God I'm alive. Or it could have been truth is the truth. I forget. But I'm going to tell you something, brothers and sisters. I got to spit the lyrics the next day. It wasn't going to happen that night. Because I had this wicked, demonic book in my possession. And I'm so grateful. And I thanked Cal. I said, I don't know what it was about the video that you did, but it compelled in my spirit to burn that book. And that was one of the best decisions that I ever made in my entire life. Facts. Let me adjust my microphone here, people. One of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life. And I don't regret it, not even a little bit. That book, people, that book was so wicked. And my friend was telling me that, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if you should read that book. It's got a lot of dark stuff in it. Now, speaking of slime dough, he did, well, actually it wasn't him. It was, shout outs to Black Voice Uncensored. Black Voice Uncensored is a group or a dude that I follow on IG. And he shared a post from somebody that is a prison investor. The guy is a white dude by the name of Dallas Liam. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to read to you directly from what Dallas had wrote on IG about how beneficial it is to invest in the prison system. And if you want to make some real serious money, invest in prisons. Buy yourself a prison. Get a prison. Get people to invest with you in a prison. And this is what he was saying, why it's so lucrative. And I want you to pay close attention because this is the very wickedness that I speak of. And this is the very wickedness, one of the great representations of the wickedness that is conducted here in the United Serpents of America. I purchased, okay, let's see here. He says, I've owned and operated private prisons for over 2 decades. Okay, so this man has been owning and investing in prisons for 2 decades. Private prisons are the single greatest real estate investment vehicle around. You can't make this up, man. But I'm glad that this dude put this out here because this is the stuff that people don't talk about too much, especially when it comes to prisons. They try to make it seem like prisons are not corrupt, like they're absolutely necessary. It's the very prison systems that perpetrate the very wickedness here. And as anybody who's ever been to prison knows what I'm talking about, where prison is just another dimension of hell. Facts. It is another dimension of hell. He says, private prisons are the single greatest real estate investment vehicle around. Here is what I have learned. He goes on by saying, owning a private prison gives an investor a reoccurring and predictable stream of high margin revenue. The government contracts are long-term in nature and very lucrative. I have managed to make over $35,000 per prisoner annually. Let's break down a deal. I purchased the Eagle Nest facility in 2008. Total cost was $30 million with 25% down, which was $7.5 million of the 30. The facility has 1,200 beds, implying a cost per bed of $25,000. Building a new prison is in excess of $150,000 per bed. Per bed, people. And we're talking about 1,200 beds. Let's continue. I entered into a perpetual contract with the United States Marshal Services at $20 million per year with 5% escalators per year. 5% escalators, meaning that that's basically interest every year, an increasing rate within the contract. So not only is he making that money, but every year that the contract continues, he's going to make more money than he did last year on every single bed. In the first year, we generated $5 million in free cash flow, a 67% cash on cash return. That's better than drug money, man. Let me tell you something. That's actually better. Wow, my phone was really loud there. That's actually better than I shouldn't say it's better. It's probably the equivalent to the slave trade, to the human trafficking trade, because that's big money too, especially sex trafficking, because with sex trafficking, if you put a female or a child to have sex with people consistently, you're getting paid multiple times in a day for people to have sex with one person. If you have 30 of those people in your possession, you know how many times you're getting paid per person to have sex with them? It's insane. That's why it's big business, and that's why it's a huge problem today. He says, prison owners get paid per person. The more people, the more money. Here are the economics per person. $100 a day per person in revenues, $25 a day per person in variable costs, $35 per day per person fixed costs, and then another $40 a day per person in straight margin. He goes on to say, to increase my cash flow, I spent a significant amount of money on lobbying efforts to win a judge who was hard on crime. And a lot of times these judges are very wicked. They're also satanic. They're also Masonic Brotherhood. And they just love bringing down people, especially when it comes to the black man or woman in America. They just love putting them in prison. This paid off by the end of year 2. To pay me back, the judge sent most young men, higher margin than older men, to my facility, right? Because a young man is going to be in prison for a longer time, whereas an older man is most likely going to cancel out, pass away, probably die in prison. He said, my cash flow went up by 3 times, okay, for the younger dudes. In 4 years, I turned $7.5 million into a clean $150 million. Wow. I took this money and, like a smart businessman, he reinvested it into other prisons across southern states. He says, today, I manage an investment portfolio of over 1.5 billion in prison real estate. By year 4, cash flows were 15 million at 95% occupancy. They literally almost had 100% occupancy in the prisons. And now you wonder why the prison systems here in the United States have more prisoners in one of the smallest countries per capita than any other place around the world. This is why. Because it's big business. Because this is the business of wickedness right here. He's telling you firsthand account. He is in the business of wickedness. He says, to maximize my investment, I started to market the facility to outside investors. Halfway through year 4, we sold the facility to private equity for 10 times the cash flow, or $150 million. Here are some tips from Dallas Liam. 1, get financing from individual investors. 2, focus on states that are hard on crime. States like Texas. Texas is a very, very hard on crime state. Prisoners equal money. Duh. You need crime to profit. You can use prisoners to generate ancillary revenues at dirt cheap wages, aka slave labor. Slavery's never gone nowhere, people. Slavery's not over. It's been very much alive, and it's just transformed like energy. That's all it's done. Slavery has never gone nowhere in the United States. Slavery has stayed in the United States since its inception. That very much built the foundation of it through the backs of those that were enslaved. He says, become best friends with judges. Interesting. Become best friends with judges. And that's pretty much it from him. But that's the business of wickedness, people. That is the business. It's crazy. But it's real. And that's what the United States, or should I say the United Serpents of America, is all about. That's all they about. This place is nothing but wickedness. It's a long legacy of lies compiled by nothing but demonic behavior that has formed the very institutions that to present day continue to bring about misery, destruction, and pain. But they want you to believe that this is the land of opportunity where all things can happen. Yeah, there's opportunities here. And America does teach you how to create something out of nothing. And that's the only reason why this country has some greatness to it. Because it's those very people like you and I that we can create something out of nothing. We are great. But this country sucks. Always has. Always will. And peace out to the brothers and sisters that have joined the chat room. Shout outs to those that are listening in the chat room that are not present, that are just listening. And like I was saying earlier today, I'm very pleased to say that we are now the network of awareness in the country of Canada is ranked 60 in the whole entire world in the category of social sciences in the whole entire world for podcasting. So I'm very excited about that. And I hope that I can continue my trajectory in the podcasting industry to really plant a seed of truth and to really make a difference and an impact on the lives of all my righteous brothers and sisters around the world. So thank you to Canada And let's keep this popping, because to be ranked 60 in the world amongst 7,000 podcasters in the world for this particular category, I think it's a great achievement. So I wanted to mention it to you because it's because of you. It's not because of me, because of you. It's because of your love and support that I even got to be ranked 60 in the world. And because of that, I want to give a shout out like I normally do. And I want to give props where props are due, right? I want to give props where props are due. And props are due to the brothers and sisters from around the world. So let's give a salute to some of these places, right? Let's give a salute to Saudi Arabia. Let's give a salute to Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Dominican Republic, Brazil, United Kingdom, Australia, Philippines, Germany, India, Canada. Thank you so much, Canada, for all your love and support, because it's definitely showing in the statistics. Shout outs to the United States of America, places like Texas and Illinois. Do you realize that you two are neck and neck in the top regions that support the network of awareness with downloads? So thank you so much, Illinois and Texas. I really appreciate y'all. Shout outs to Florida, where I live. You now fell third place, which you were number one for quite some time, and it's fluctuating. I love it. I used to see all these numbers at 0 or 1 or 2, literally. So it's very pleasing to see that more people are listening, and it's just going to get better from here. Shout outs to Georgia. Shout outs to where my queen is in Louisiana. Shout outs to California, New Jersey, North Carolina, New York, Virginia, South Carolina, Nevada, Alabama, Arizona, Colorado, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Wisconsin, Delaware, Washington, New Hampshire, Maryland, District of Columbia, Rhode Island, and the rest of you that are not listed. Thank you so much, and I greatly appreciate y'all. The business of wickedness. And I'm going to tell you something. Yes. Oh, shout outs to brother Alkaline J. I see a post here. And yes, brother, you made a great point. Prison. Brother Jacob says prison is just another business profit, just like college and healthcare. Absolutely, brother. And you know that me and my queen know a lot about healthcare. A lot. She's still in it. I'm out of it, but we know much about it. We've talked about it, on a show on episode 162, especially when it came to the science appliance and how that works. And we're going to be educating you brothers and sisters on that very soon. So she's going to be coming back onto the show to give a lot of knowledge in the healthcare and just, medicine. And also she's going to give a lot of knowledge and information on just how this all ties into our lives, especially when it comes to spirituality. College, let me tell you something about college. I know people present day that are still paying off college loans that they got 30 years ago. There's only a few people that can actually pay off college loans within a 10-year period on their own. College is a big, big lie. And it's been exposed in the last 10 years, last 5 years, college has been exposed for what it really is. Because a lot of people graduate from college and they can't even get a job. And on top of that, and I know this because I have family that did this, why is it that people go to college, and this is the majority of people, there's the few minority that actually go to college for a specific field of industry, and they actually work in that industry for the rest of their lives. There are those. But the majority of people that go to college never get a job even remotely close into what they got a degree in. So it's like, what's the point? Because there's been many entrepreneurs that have proven that you don't even need a high school education or an elementary education to become wealthy in this country. Because if you know how to do something really well, somebody's going to want to pay you for that service. And that's all that matters. It's information. And it's how to disseminate and how to operate within that information that you know. It's the knowledge. But see, true knowledge is not knowledge until it's applied. Because knowledge that is applied is the only knowledge that truly exists. Because to know something and not act on it is to know nothing at all. But to know something and act on it and bring it into fruition is where the true knowledge does exist. It exists within the actions of the knowledge that is known. The business of wickedness, people, it's real. And it's the very foundation of how this wicked, demonic country was built, called the United States of America. So with that being said, I want to take an intermission and we're going to play some music. All right. So let's get it popping.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness. To the Network of Awareness.
Nothing like this. Stage Crew Radio.
tuned in to the network of awareness.
One time for the Most High, one time for the saints walking upright. Bitter times any tough, but don't cry. Everything's about to drift like a mudslide. I spy with my little lies, 3 digits or 00, but the curse been lifted. No more slavery, no more sentence. All the pain's getting flushed down away with it. No pain. What a beautiful time, balance finally coming. More days in bliss, not so much in the dungeon. The kids can play without an interruption, or the fear of even being asked what they up to. Sounds like a living hell. No donkey to blame, can't pin a tail. All that matters for sure now is that Israel's no longer locked up in a prison cell. Hold on, just hold on. There's gonna be a lot of rainy days as we're living in this life, but don't give up, don't let up, gotta be strong. Soon we're gonna end up where we belong. Righteous people just don't fit in here. The good do bad while the bad do good. Don't make sense, but then again it do. The book of Job says the wicked rules, and it's true, just look side to side, up and down, soon you'll see all the lies. Take the time, open up your eyes, reach for the truth and free your mind, cause this life that we live in ain't nothing but a phase. Our fates are sealed by the paths that we take. Every choice can either make or break us. If wisdom was a pair of shoes, I would lace up. Can't lose focus, gotta keep stepping. Keep a pen and paper, cause life's a lesson. Sometimes you love it, sometimes it's hectic, but never stop walking in y'all's direction. Hold on, just hold on. There's gonna be a lot of rainy days as we're living in this life, but don't give up, don't let up, gotta be strong. Soon we're gonna end up where we belong. It's an ecstasy, it's a place where angels sing. It's a place for him or her, living righteous as can be. It's getting close, it's getting close. I can feel my spirit clap for joy, cause I'm coming home. Hopeless, gotta keep your faith up. Don't you go to sleep now, time to stay awake, bruh. Wake up, prophecies taking place, but just a couple out the bunch is gonna get saved. Yup, I know the feeling's strong, it makes you sigh, but don't stop, keep pushing on. Leave the ignition on, keep it going. Stay swinging hard till the bell starts ringing off. Praising Yah to the death. If he ain't with you every day, life's a mess. No car crash, but it could be a wreck. Always give him his respect, he is the best. If you walking upright, don't ever drop your head. Don't stress, just progress. Step after step, no regrets, just praise him every single breath. The kingdom's coming, we'll be there in a sec. Hold on, just hold on. There's gonna be a lot of rainy days as we're living in this life, but don't give up, don't let up, gotta be strong. Soon we're gonna end up where we belong.
We'll be there soon. Best believe that.
Let's stay to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Yeah, Oxycontin, or take one. There's only a mad time for this to happen. We about to hit you some bars to resonate with your soul. Bar Smiths, let's go. Let me talk my shit. American dream is nothing more but a mirage to keep you enslaved, controlled by the synagogues. They gave us a white man with blue eyes, called him God. Malcolm X started to learn before he sabotaged the truth that Muhammad Elijah was a fraud. The whole Islam nation, nothing but a facade. You industry niggas, nothing but some cheap broads. Riding the balls of Satan, giving this dick a massage. America's Babylon, hidden in camouflage. Brotherhood recruitment and Masonic lodge. Triple scoops of the cold truth, that's how them dies. Taking shots that even Neil can't dodge. Landing the eagle, robbing you for your morals, promoting hair and evil. Heavily surveillance so every camera can see you. GMO processing everything that defeats you. Wicked ways of the world was here to mislead you.
Thank God I'm alive. This world's so empty, I need you with me everywhere I go. I'm fighting day by day and night, hope you can spare my soul.
There is no world trade, now the world trades in pain. Is this an accident? It's more simple than strange, we trapped in it. Perhaps a tragic tactic, the form that makes this the sanction. Internet interactions, following your bad habits. No matter how much you make in there, the government don't want a peasant resident become activist artists who owns business or residence. Cause sooner or later, we're residing right next to them, controlling your next of kin, teaching them the world of sin. They only learn the worst of it, every kid equipped with barcodes and biochip. Slowly we accepting it, pretending it's benefiting. But now they wanna know what you be heading and what you're getting and selling. Cause in Armageddon, Big Brother is overprotected. So you always say yes to him, he wants to be respected. When our service has expired, he'll get tired and we all be irrelevant.
Thank ya, I'm alive. This world's so empty, I need you with me everywhere I go. I'm fighting day by day and night, hope you can spare my soul.
Hey. On the surface he's grinding, but deep inside he's crying, trying to keep his eyes on the prize to keep them aside smiling. All stacked against him, he leans on Yah to not fall to violence. And when he call on Yah, Yah responds with such flawless timing. His environment's filled with zombies, it's not the brightest. Finding ways to escape this place, he gets lost with rhyming. Using his gift to uplift, but also constant reminder that somewhere someone needs his songs to give all praise to Yahweh.
Don't worry, just don't worry. Yahweh, then Yahweh's gonna bring us home.
Ayy, got the heart of a lion, armor all on his body. This shoe's the hardest thing ever, but still he costs the mileage. Deep in the trenches where wickedness prospers all the time. It's like the good gets punished just for doing what is smart and righteous. As the stars are aligning, Yahweh's calling his finest. All united, not divided, tough road, but I think I'm alive.
Thank ya, I'm alive. This world's so empty, I need you with me everywhere I go. I'm fighting day by day and night, hope you can spare my soul.
A new age has begun. An age of freedom. And all who know the 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it.
Peace, brother. I don't have a lot of time, Take. They got the dogs on me. You know, they really trying to get me to take this science appliance, brother. And you know I'm not doing that, man.
Oh, where you at?
Not doing it. I'm in an undisclosed location right now. Up in the nature spot near that cabin I used to go to. But they got the dogs tracking me. They got the satellites. So they eventually gonna get here. I got it barricaded, you know what I'm saying? Because the only way I'm taking that jab is if I'm in a bag, brother. So Take, I just want to tell you this before anything else happens, and I want to get this out to you and let you know. Alright, brother Take, they're at the door. I gotta tell you, just listen, brother, just listen. Now it's time to get out your own way. Allow Yahweh, today is your day to amaze in many ways. Cause it's just another phase in this infinite space where Yah be giving us grace. I'm working the race with diligent praise, unwavering faith. I'll be damned if I stray from Yah's will and embrace. Man sealed his fate with his ignorant ways. The world is disgraced, vibration has raised at a very fast pace. I'm present today in high frequency waves. No more being enslaved, all praise to Yahweh. A Hebrew warrior from the land of the brave. From the cradle to the grave to my very last day. Send a serpent to his cave, God favored my way. Never fearful or timid, it was written and given. No religion, division can stop a messenger that's fulfilling his mission.
Things only get worse before they get better, but the story ain't meant to last forever. Even when the light is dim, the sun finds a way to shine again. Things are getting ugly, things are getting cold, but I know it's best to stay in my zone. And I can't stop now, I can't stop now.
Hey, I can't stop and won't stop, I gotta keep propelling. Final destination is a room in the heavens. Diligence and militant, his will is my medicine. I can live without a half, but his love is my everything. COVID is on the road, got the world on its toes. So many sheep with their eyes closed.
Hey sir, would you like to take the jab?
Man, kiss my ass, stop living by what the news told you. You got injustice, brutality saturating the streets, blood spilling for no reason, thanks to the police. Meanwhile, syringes are being taken with speed. Can't do it, you ain't sticking no vaccination in me. Despite all the chaos, I still manage to stay on the right path. Gotta keep my focus and my faith strong.
All day long.
Let spiritual music play on. All the honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh.
Things only get worse before they get better. But the storm ain't meant to last forever. Even when the light is dim, the sun finds a way to shine again. Things are getting ugly, things are getting cold, but I know it's best to stay in my zone. And I can't stop now, I can't stop now.
Can't stop, I won't stop. 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 Just can't stop, I won't stop.
Okay, alright.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Add it up. Okay, alright. Add it up. Add it up.
When the light has faded and darkness is abroad, the light is only dim because the darkness teaches us lessons that need to be learned in order for one to move forward. Embrace the darkness, for the darkness is your friend. So there is no end. It's only an illusion to what has been. Follow the light and let the spirit embark on a flight to a destination unknown, but to a place where love is the building blocks that call this place home. We are always accompanied on this journey, but still feel alone. It is never the same journey or experience that is ever shown. It is your imagination that awakens the passion that will weather the storm, because it is a pure compassion in the soul that is vigorous and strong. We're one with eternity, so let's be connected to the positive stream that allows us to fulfill our infinite destiny, most definitely. Let's strive to be the best people we can be with a power that is humanly new to see. So mistaken dismay can lead us astray, so let us stay, for it is our free will that allows us to make a choice. So I choose Yahweh with no delay.
Listening to the one and only Oxakai.
Let me tell you how the story go. Swear to God, man, it be so historical. Seen the aura in the oracle. She was feeling on my stomach, talking about I'm the one with the abnormal flow. What's the sign in your horoscope? A Virgo with extra turbo on fire. Watch me inferno, get burned, ho. Motherfucker nigga wanna come and get in my business. And when it's me chillin' on the beach like Venice or Daytona, they go cray, cause my skin so Crayola. Flow so low like Noah's Ark. Never in the back like Rosa Parks. Showing this love with a broken heart. I know deep down you know it's art. Don't give a damn, we just damage. Build it up, then enhance it. Hop in the van, then we vanish. Watch a UFO landing. When I hop in that, hope my knob is gon' fit. The way I play is so demanding. Swing through your Milky Way. Hopscotch on your planet. Don't give a damn, we just damage. Build it up, then enhance it. Hop in the van, then we vanish. Watch a UFO landing. When I hop in that, hope my knob is gon' fit. The way I play is so demanding. Swing through your Milky Way. Hopscotch on your planet. Slow it down for my people. Are you good or you evil? Are you wolf or you sheeple? Or the farmer looking through the peephole? Too shallow? Nah, that was deep, bro. Well then, get it started. I be eating, I be starving. The way I grind be so gnarly. I can hear these haters talking. I don't have to beg your pardon. Wicked images, I bury it. Same Michael on a chariot. Rough life, better cherish it. Lack the knowledge and you perishing. Keep it real with your tribe. Everywhere I go, we survive. Like the dog star, I'm serious. Mother Nature on a period. I see the sun getting brighter. Super Saiyan through your hydro collider. But what is your concern with Cerdo? But you never felt this from a Virgo. On fires, Dante's Inferno. She want me to put my worm in a wormhole. This cute chick from Pleiades. She look like Sade from the 80s. In her galaxy, I get so groovy. Why your universe feel like a movie? She want me to fill up on her. Don't have to take my shot, she gripping the toolie. Don't give a damn, we just damage. Build it up, then enhance it. Hop in the van, then we vanish. Watch a UFO landing. When I hop in that, hope my knob is gon' fit. The way I play is so demanding. Swing through your Milky Way. Hopscotch on your planet. Don't give a damn, we just damage. Build it up, then enhance it. Hop in the van, then we vanish. Watch a UFO landing. When I hop in that, hope my knob is gon' fit. The way I play is so demanding. Swing through your Milky Way. Hopscotch on your planet. Planet, 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 planet.
Just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness. To the Network of Awareness.
Yeah.
Now you see something. Now you see now. Now you see now. You done fucked up. You done fucked up. You done fucked up. I see it. I see it. No, I see it. What's up? You done fucked up. You done fucked up.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
How you doing?
see what emails I missed. Let's see here. Got 7 missed emails. Pass. Definitely pass. Wait, hold on. What's this? Because I got an email from a Malone Hicks.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Let's see. Shalom, take. I'm hoping that you read this message. It might be long, but your music helped me through depression. I was on the brink of ending my life, but when I heard you on the radio, it changed my life. I was at my lowest point, abusing drugs and getting stoned, cheating on my girl cause we could never get along. But when I heard the song, All Praise to Yah, all of a sudden my intuition raised the bar. I was a mess, but now I'm sweeping up my foolishness, cause I'm influenced by the music that you're doing. It's got me growing closer to Yah. At one point I just wanted to score drugs, but it's all about the favor now. It ain't a cakewalk, every day is a battle. Trials and tribulations, but I'm still in the saddle. Less of a cattle, more of a leader, soon to be father. My wifey 6 months, already went out and got a rattle. I hope you keep pushing music for Yah, cause not a lot of credit's being given to Yah. There's way too much vanity and too much pride. A lot of times, people just lose sight of the Messiah. But anywho, I just wanted to say thank you, brother. I guess this email is my only way to hug you. My life has changed for the better. It's all about the Son and Father in heaven. My loyalty's with them forever. The world thinks we're crazy just for praising Yah. They put us all to shame just for praising Yah. But we don't give a damn cause we true at heart. We know who we are. We're children of Yahweh. 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 We're crazy just for praising Yah. They put us all to shame just for praising Yah. But we don't give a damn cause we're true at heart. We know who we are. We're children of Yahweh. Yahweh. All praise to Yahweh. 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 Wow. All praise to Yah. That just made my day right there. Let me write him back real quick. Shalom Malone, thank you for your kind words, brother. It's feedback like this that makes me continuously keep doing what I do for Yahweh Ben Yahweh and Father Yahweh Elohim. I hope you and your queen stay well and grow spiritually stronger together. May no weapons formed against you all prosper. And may the Most High favor her with a successful pregnancy so that you both may have a healthy, beautiful child. Barakatah. All praise to Yah. Yahweh.
You know how we get it poppin' on Most High Mondays? Let's go, righteous brothers and sisters. Faith over fear all day, every day. And you know who we give our praise to. Network of Awareness.tv coming soon to Roku. Let's go. You can't stop this. Shout out to all my brothers in New York City, especially to my brothers and sisters in the Boogie Down Bronx. Shout outs to my brother Lincoln, I love you. Let's go.
tuned in to the network of awareness.
I'm going in tonight. Let's keep it moving and grooving. Playing some new school bangers and some oldies but goodies. Gracias a toda mi gente escuchando el Network de Awareness. Gracias por soportando. A toda mi gente en Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, cubanos, mexicanos, argentinos. Gracias. It's only getting better from here on out. Passion pursues purpose. Let's go.
Just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
never know nothing about me.
Hey, listen, I ain't running any more of these 3-a-days, okay?
Well, what I got to say you really don't want to hear, because honesty ain't too high up on your people's priority list, right?
Honesty? You want honesty? All right, honestly, I think you're nothing. Nothing but a pure waste of God-given talent. You don't listen to nobody, man. Not even Doc or Boone. Shiver push on the line every time, man. You blow right past them. Push them, pull them, do something. You can't run over everybody in this league. And every time you do, you leave one of your teammates hanging out to dry. Me in particular.
Why should I give a hoot about you, huh? Or anybody else out there? You want to talk about a waste? You the captain, right?
Right.
Captain's supposed to be the leader, right?
Right.
You got a job?
I have a job.
You been doing your job?
I've been doing my job.
Then why don't you tell your white buddies to block for Rev better? Because they have not blocked for him worth a plug nickel, and you know it. Nobody plays, yourself included. I'm supposed to wear myself out for the team? What team? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look out for myself, and I'm going to get mine.
See, man, that's the worst attitude I ever heard.
Attitude reflect leadership.
Attitude reflect leadership.
Attitude reflect leadership. Attitude reflect leadership.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Trapped in the world, yeah, but they don't want how you learn. No, they want everybody the same. Yeah. They don't want to see that proper growth and development. Expanding my brain so I can learn what I can. All because of how you learning knowledge that I never thought I would. You get me, yeah, cause of how you learning. They don't want nobody having that knowledge. Waking up in a different light, got my mind right. It took me time and time just to put it together. You know you not learning nothing when you second guessing, because it all lies. They put us in school for 12 years plus. Got the nerve to give us a paper certificate. I've been watching quite some time. Finally, that I see what's going on. Every time that I lay down, yeah, I feel, yeah, sad.
I'll start out my morning run about 6 o'clock. Not like I got a choice. It's just it's rough.
Trapped in a world, yeah, but they don't want how you learn. No, they want everybody the same. Yeah. They don't want to see that proper growth and development. Expanding my brain so I can learn what I can. All because of how you learning knowledge that I never thought I would. You get me, yeah, cause of how you learning.
Remember 6 a.m. waking up to get to class. Now it be 5 a.m. I'm rising up to hit them laps. School never taught me to be this disciplined with myself. All praise to Yahweh, been Yahweh helping me with my health. The spirit keeps me up even though we all packed in the jungle. The elites be lying, they want you mentally trapped in a bubble. You see them smile on TV, always acting like they love you. Don't wanna see you rise up, they wanna see you ash and rubble. I keep my acts in humbleness in hopes that the Lord will favor me even more, cause he's the one that has my number. He's been my guide, he's made me wise. He's all I know until the end, I'm gonna grind. Looking up to the sky, trying to stay righteous with the stone on my side. The crown of life is my why. I'm asking Father, please help guide me to the light.
Trapped in a world, yeah, but they don't want how you learn. No, they want everybody the same. Yeah. They don't want to see that proper growth and development. Expanding my brain so I can learn what I can. All because of how you learning knowledge that I never thought I would. You get me, yeah, cause of how you learning.
Life is an unpredictable and amazing journey. Our ever-changing conditions within today's society and the constant new trends influencing cultures can become overwhelming, to say the least. But no worries. The Network of Awareness podcast radio show brings peace of mind in these challenging times. Follow us on your favorite podcast listening app and join our community of Network of Awareness at networkofawareness.com. Yeah. And we are back. I extended the instrumentation session because, yes, I was in the zone and I was feeling it. And I wanted to play some stuff. You know, I cracked the matrix code here on Spreaker. Last year, going into the new year, going into the new year, some of you know that I did a 5-hour show nonstop, and I played nothing but music. And the crazy part is that all the beats that I made, all the songs that I did, all the music that's been sent to me by brothers like Marquise, Take One, who else? Music that I played that I got from Take and like D Nice, and playing brothers like DeFree, even playing brothers like Cal, who played, sent me some of his music back in the days when he was ripping it with the bass, and just all the people that have supported. So I did this 5-hour show and I played nothing but music. What was crazy about it was that I still had a good 2 hours in me of other music that I didn't even get to play. And what that did for me was it resurrected that spirit of music in me to let me know that I'm musically talented, because I thought, after being in the music industry professionally when I was younger, and I decided not to sell my soul or get plugged in the butt and do all this homosexual stuff that was being propositioned to me when I was a young man, I pretty much gave it up. But what the brothers and sisters have done for me in this truth that put out the music let me know that it wasn't over for me. It was really just a new beginning. Because even though I was a spiritual conscious rapper, I never rapped about the drugs that I sold, about people that I beat up or robbed, or all the other crazy stuff that I did back in the days when I was very ignorant and stupid. I thought that it was over. And the brothers and sisters in this truth really invigorated my spirit. And all praise to Yah for that, because it was the Most High that let me know that it's not over, that it's now a new beginning, to put out music giving nothing but praise to the Most High. And I'm very grateful for that. And I'm very grateful to have brothers like Take One on my team, which we're both on the team of Yahweh, to really support this network. And it's not just me in this network. This network has other podcasters like Take One, who has the Righteous Rap Academy. Check it out. Also check out the Lions Den and Alpha Talk series by Brother Oxakai. And also check out my show. And also check out the Imperial U Life that's on, it's on hold right now because my boy is going through the motions. But I know that he will get out of this writer's block, so to speak, and really start to do his thing. And then there's possibly other people that are going to be coming into the fold to bring even more shows onto this network. So I'm very much grateful. And I say all praise to the Most High for that, because I really thought it was over for me. I really thought that I was never going to write another poem or another rhyme, only to find out that I was going to write more poems, more rhymes, more songs. And now I was going to produce songs and do it even better than I did it 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And 25 years later, it's better than ever. And when I did that 5-hour show, I cracked the matrix, because right after I did that show, they put out an update across the whole entire board of Spreaker and pretty much told people that they can't play consistent music throughout the whole show, and that if anybody that does that will be taken off the Spreaker network because that's not what they're about. So if you got that, and like brother A&H who thought that he couldn't play music, you can. It's just they don't want you to do what I did. So I'm glad that I got to do that one time. I'll never be able to do it again. So if you haven't downloaded that show, definitely download it because it's 5 hours of straight fire, straight spiritual fire. So download that show. All right. It's the music show. And matter of fact, for all those that don't know which show that is, let me tell you, because it was in season 1, or I believe season 2. I'm gonna look it up right now because I don't know if I have a number listed for that show. But I will let you know for sure which one it is. Let's see here. Okay, here it goes. No, that's not it. Wow, we was cracking that code pretty quickly. Let's see here. I'm just looking for it. I think it was actually in season 2. Okay. So there is no number listed. It's between episodes 152 and 151. It's called Aura, straight music. So if you haven't downloaded that show is exactly 4 hours, 59 minutes, and 26 seconds long. So I cut it short right under 5. One of the best shows. What's crazy is that show went on for actually 5 hours and 45 minutes. If y'all remember, I was still playing music, but the Spreaker app at the time when I was using it cuts you off after 5 hours because with the account I have, you could do 24 hours straight, but you have to select that separately, which I didn't. So I did one episode up to 5 hours and did an extra 45 minutes, but it didn't get recorded. It went on a new recording and I just deleted it. So if you haven't gotten that show, Aura Straight Music, definitely download it because it's 5 hours. And I always tell people that when you listen to it, it's good traveling music. Like if you're going on a long trip and you have that show downloaded, that's a show that you can play through. And if you're on a long trip, whether it be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hour trip, 4 hour trip, it's a great episode to play because it's nothing but music for you to listen to. So back to the topic at hand. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you to all the people who have joined the chat room. They came in a little bit later. Do appreciate y'all. Shout outs to Kyle, to Mystic Royale. Shout outs to Sister Cherish. Shout outs to everybody else that's listening. Because a lot of people listen to my show. They just don't come into the chat room. And they tell me this. They're like, I'm busy doing this, or sometimes they just prefer not to be in the chat room, and that's perfectly fine. And shout outs to all the people that are going to be downloading the show after the fact. They can't listen to it live. And really do appreciate y'all for all the support. So today's episode is the business of wickedness. And here in the United Serpents, aka States of America, this country was built on wickedness. And it's the very reason why I call it, and I'm going to be doing a song at the end of this year that I'm going to put out called Americurse, because this place is cursed because of the wickedness that has been implemented here for hundreds of years to create this so-called land of the brave, land of the free. They're so great, but it's great with hate. It's great in animosity. It has a great psychological instability that's egoically driven. This is the place where the blood of Hebrews and melanated men and women and indigenous brothers and sisters that have bled on this land. And it's why this land is so cursed, because the same treachery and wickedness that was done a long time ago continues to persist present day. And nothing has changed. And I can't even say it's gotten worse. I can say that it's just stayed the same. It's the same old caca. It's the same old nonsense that continues to persist. And that's why on this network, you always hear me say that I personally can't wait for this country to fall to its demise. Not the people, but the country. And there are some people that are going to fall to their demise that, you know, they need to go, plain and simple. There's a lot of people that ain't worth, you know, the time. But there are the few that are. And I believe that's the only reason why this country is still in existence present day. Because there's still some great people that the Most High has got to, you know, keep at bay when the time is right. And the time is not right now, but it will be coming soon. Soon to a theater near you. And I see something here in the chat that I wanted to read. I think it was from Mystic Royale. So let's see what she says here. She says, my old job tried that on me while I was pregnant. They knew I was putting my 2 weeks in and said, do what's best for the business to help them, yet they weren't considerate at all to me. Hate this world. Well, sister, you know, I would suggest don't have hate for the world. You know what I mean? Because the world, you know, is the world. This world is the Most High's world. You know what I'm saying? It's just that Satan runs it. So I can understand why you say you hate this world. But the world is not a bad place. It's the energy that consumes it. It's the energy that resonates within it. And it's the very vibration that if you're not tuned in to the higher vibration, which is the vibration of the universe that the Most High resonates within, then that hate can consume you. And it's no, you know, I'm glad you wrote that in there because this is the United States of America. This is how they operate. It's all egoically driven. It's a land of greed and despair. It's a land filled with a long legacy of lies and wickedness. This is the business of wickedness here in the United States of America. And like I wrote in the info box, I'll reiterate, the United States is a land of opportunity. Granted, you do have opportunity that you can make here for yourself. But it is also the home to some really dark secrets. And some of those secrets are now coming to the light because the truth will always come to the light. And that's why I do what I do here on the Network of Awareness. And that's why my brothers that are part of this network do the same thing. And we will continue to do it. And now, and I'm going to say this too, to all my haters, because I do have several. I'm only going to get better because this network, as good as it is, and as much as there's a lot of room for improvement, obviously, because I'm a low man on the totem pole. But I could tell you this, that with the TV network, it's going to get better for this network as well, because this network is going to be more of a fluff. This is going to be more of a precursor. This is going to be like a prequel to the great substance shows that are going to be coming on to the TV network. Because on the TV network, when I do my podcast and my radio show in visually in studio, there's no hold bars, man. Like there's nothing holding me back from doing anything I want to do, talking about anything that I want to talk about, because the people that I'm working with out in Texas, they all about this truth. especially when it comes to the science appliance and when it comes to the laws of the United States of America. This company supports me, and that's why I joined them, to have my network and my channel on their servers. And those servers are not going to be interrupted by any shadow banning or anything for that matter that could be a detriment to the growth of the network of awareness. Now, shout outs to brother Stephen Smith. And just to let y'all brothers and sisters know, I'm not cutting off the show at 9 o'clock like I normally do. We're going to go longer today. I'm going past 2 hours because I'm feeling it. And this was a much needed show, because even though we are reminded in our own personal lives about how wicked this place is, we also have to understand it collectively as one foundation, to understand that this place is not really meant for us. It's more of a trial and tribulation period that we must go through in order to elevate ourselves as the spiritual beings having a physical experience, instead of our perceptions being twisted to see it another way. Like if we're physical beings having a physical, spiritual experience. That's not the case. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And the physical experience that we have here is so damn temporary. It's a blimp, a bleep on the radar of Yahweh Elohim. Shout outs to brother Stephen Smith. As always, a lot of the brothers and sisters send me information. So I thought this was very appropriate for today's show and what he sent out. And this is a recent story, very recent. So Ku Klux Klan flyers appear in Atlanta driveways in Atlanta, Georgia. So it says that in the Northwest Atlanta community experienced an unpleasant surprise after flyers claiming to be from the Ku Klux Klan appeared in their driveways. And this has been done before, people. And I remember the guy that did it with his wife, and these whistleblowers and people on the dark web, they exposed this guy and he quit, and he was in, fear of his life because they put out all his information. They got as low down and dirty as even providing the information of where his kids went to school, what's their names, how they look, all of that. But let's continue. It says, claiming to be from the Ku Klux Klan appeared in their driveways. The Atlanta Police Department confirmed they are investigating to determine if this act was an attempt to intimidate the community. This is America right here. When you see nonsense like this, what do you think this is? Like, this is not just to intimidate the community. This is to disrespect black and brown people of this community. That goes without saying. Common sense. It says, I just don't think it would happen in 2020. What? Let me read. Let me not stop here. Let's keep the flow. I just didn't think it would happen in 2022, let alone in our neighborhood, resident Andy Zerger said. Always a white dude that want to say some dumbness like that. It was really disheartening, especially as a mom of two. Oh, wait a second. My bad. So this was, no, this was a different person. Sorry. Okay. I was bugging. The first person was a white dude. It says, it was really disheartening, especially as a mom of two black boys. It really unsettled my nerves, said Lenice Williams. People living in the Riverside community in Northwest Atlanta say they can't believe what was dropped in their driveways and onto their porches. They received a flyer saying the Ku Klux Klan is here and here to stay. The flyer also lists the many types of people they do not like. It was a hateful message wrapped up in a plastic bag and delivered. We heard they went through our neighborhood and even neighborhoods nearby. It was midday, so they weren't trying to be discreet about it. Interesting, Zerger said. Many believe so. If you this is the United States of America. If you a dude and you see these dudes passing out flyers like that, you don't say nothing. You don't call the police and let them know at the time. You want to talk about it after the fact because you didn't do nothing about it. But you're like, oh, in 2022, this is disturbing. Give me a break. It says, many believe the unwanted gifts, they call them gifts, were tossed out the window of a car. Whether serious or a joke, you see, this is the United Serpents of America in its purest form. Whether serious or a joke, what is funny about this? I'll wait to hear the response. Yeah, I didn't think so. Residents of the community aren't laughing, obviously. Definitely not welcome. Being a diverse community is not welcome and not accepted, Williams said. Lanice Williams said, this is upsetting because it's a community made up of people from all walks of life. It frustrates me because I decided to move to Riverside for the sense of community, low crime, and then to see something like that is so disheartening, Williams said. You think that you are taking steps in the right direction in the last couple of years and the last years of the world, but this makes you think you took a step back 80 or 100 years, Zerger said. Well, listen. The fact of the matter is that the United Serpents of America is in the business of wickedness. Ain't a damn thing changed. It's just a different toilet with the same caca. That's it. Just a different toilet. The toilet looks a little nicer. It's a little bit more polished. It has a little bit more marble to it. You know, porcelain. The porcelain looks better, looks cleaner, but it's the same old nonsense. There are a lot of people who think racism doesn't exist. That's true. Or things don't happen, but it's a reminder that we have to be alert and aware of what's going on around us because racism does exist, Williams said. And that's an absolute fact. But this goes to what I was saying, people. The very foundation of this place, they are in the business of wickedness. This place was built on it. You got a lot of wicked people that reside here in the United Serpents of America. And why do I call it the United Serpents of America? Because this land is filled with serpents. Serpents upon serpents. All right? You got straight reptiles walking around us in human skin, and you don't even know it. And some of you do. And what I say to you, brothers and sisters, don't be in fear, because the fear that they have is far greater than the fear that you can ever have of them. That's why they work so hard to keep you distracted spiritually from who you truly are. Because once you know who you truly are, the game of this long legacy of lies and deception and corruption and wickedness will be over. All praise to the Most High for that. And that day will come sooner than later. And like I always say, I'm alive to see it. The wickedness here hasn't gone nowhere. And as long as this country is in existence, it's going to remain here. Not a damn thing is going to change with that. And that's why you have to be aware. That's why I call it the network of awareness, because you have to be aware no matter where you're at, especially in this world, but especially in this country. And I always tell my foreigners on this show and in person, when I come across people from other countries, like when I talk to Brother Kent out in Germany, you know, I give the brother an education about what really goes on in this place, because this place sucks. And not to say that other places don't suck in overseas, which they do, but this is a whole other new level, or not should I say, a whole nother level of wickedness here. The United States of America, when you look at the history of it, it is the bully of the world. It is the country that if you want to wreak havoc and you want to bring about a dark cloud amongst the people on a particular land or demographic or geographical territory, send the Americans in. And I guarantee you that place will never be the same. It'll be corrupted. It'll be demonized. It'll be raped, not just physically by raping women and children, but also raping it economically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. That's what America represents. America's a wicked place. And I don't shy away from saying it to anybody. And you have to understand, brothers and sisters, that we are in spiritual warfare, present day. Always have been. The spiritual warfare hasn't ended. And we have to be warriors in this war. We cannot be timid because that's what they want. They want you to be unsure of who you are, because as long as you don't know who you are, they get to control you. They get to dictate how you operate, and they get to feed you a narrative that is a pitiful perception that is only going to lead you to your death. And it's a slow one, and it's an empty one. And there's a lot of people walking around here that are the walking dead, that I call them, because even though they're alive, biologically, spiritually, they're dead. There's a lot of people like that out here. Give me 1 second. They are in a time right now where they're trying to figure out how to perpetuate this wickedness so that they can bring about the one world order system. And you heard this morning, if you didn't check out the show this morning, I talked about how China is already well on their way. They are highly advanced in bringing about this one world order beast system. And what do I mean by that? For those that don't know what I'm talking about. The one world order beast system is the one world order system where everything is governed under Satan. Everything is governed under draconian law. There's a one world economy, meaning that we are all following this demonic digital currency, fake money that's going to be implanted in you biologically. They want to create a one governing system that polices the world centrally from one place, but that law is in all land, all over the world. And if you haven't seen the movie Hunger Games, watch that movie, people. Watch all 3 of them, because if you want a great education about what the purpose of Agenda 21 is and why this COVID and all this other caca that's happening in the world and that's been happening, why it's all happening so fast, and the vibration of this wickedness is increasing and perpetuating itself because it's on its last string. It's on its last rope. You heard me say it in the song, A Quest for Salvation. Yah already defeated Satan. Satan already lost. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to try to wreak some havoc before it's all over. Because these demons' times are nigh. And yes, I said demons. I'm so tired of people that don't want to believe in the spirituality of things because they're too caught up in the physical. They're too caught up in their egos. They're too caught up in the things that truly don't matter. But the things that don't matter to them more than anything else. And that's why I call them the walking dead. But those that have light in them, keep your faith strong. Because you're going to hear me say this all the time, and I'll say it again and I'll reiterate. Faith is a supernatural power. The stronger your faith gets, the more supernaturally powerful you get. And don't let anybody convince you or try to lead you astray from that absolute truth. Plain and simple. So that's pretty much it for today on Most High Mondays. I hope that this show gave you some type of substance that you could walk away with. If you want to download it, share it with your family and your friends. Share it with anybody who has an ear to listen that desires some truth in their life because they're tired of living lies. They're tired of this legacy of lies and thinking that that's all that exists. All right, brothers and sisters, because we're going to be in this to the very end. And I can tell you that I'm not going nowhere. No matter how rough and tough things may get in my life, no matter how many trials and tribulations, I'm not going nowhere because whatever hasn't killed me has only made me stronger. And that's a fact. And like I always say, brothers and sisters, don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel because the light is and always will be within you. So light up the tunnel. Find your way through this dark wickedness and light up the tunnel so you can find your way. Because you don't have to find Yahweh. All you got to do is look within. And the Most High is right there. Always has been, always will be. Because when you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning, people. Start your new beginning. Barakatah. A matter of fact, brothers and sisters, before I go, why don't we end the show with a song? We haven't done that in a while. And what better song to end with than The Quest for Salvation by myself, and it's featuring Brother Take One. Let's go.
I'd have made mistakes on purpose to divide the word from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches. Cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions. Cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching. Networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain. With a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose. To lyrically service the mental malnourishing till I perish.
Yahweh's gonna save the awakened, then take him to an ageless haven. Patient, I can't stray away, gotta keep obliterating the pavement. Still remember that day on the phone, Mark, he said, yo, don't you take your foot off the gas. Always something to give y'all praises.
We're the dark oasis, countless cases, a peak of faithless. I'ma need the patience, defeat them chases. We seek his graces for true salvation. We keep on praising, we go on blazing these revelations. Cease to hate, no altercations. Good vibrations, we back to basics to build foundations. Y'all defeated Satan. I'd have made mistakes on purpose to divide the word from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches. Cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions. Cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching. Networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain. With a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose. To lyrically service the mental malnourishing till I perish. People pursuing acts of violence. Their persistent act of defiance. Freely forming a righteous alliance. Truly against the science appliance. On a mission with wisdom and guidance. Steady defeating the ignorant science. Sealy convicted and non-compliant. Spiritual wars that move in silence.
Let's talk about what matters. Drop the vanity. Folks out here losing their sanity. Kids popping off, lost in fantasies. People grieving over loss of family. The evil that be with the power. Turning the people with credence to cowards. Seeking to seize believers with vows. Man, even Stevie can see that it's foul.
I'd have made mistakes on purpose to divide the word from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches. Cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions. Cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, soul searching. Networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain. With a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose. To lyrically service the mental malnourishing till I perish.
Depression gone with every song. Music led by another echelon.
To get you strong, keep pressing on. Long after we dead and gone.
From dusk till dawn, we're righteously armed with spiritual lessons from Yah.
We where we belong, we keeping on. The righteous with third of Zion.
Records embellished with heavily eloquence.
Elohim's presence presently evident.
Intricate elements, infinite intelligence.
Spiritual specimens lyrically resonant.
The gift was inheritance, smaller percentages.
Carefully measured and meant to be shared.
With the message projected, cemented, embedded.
The sensible question is, what would you get from it? I made mistakes on purpose to divide the worth from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches, cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions, cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, so searching. Then working and murking. Anytime you can drop my curtain. With a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose. To lyrically service the mental malnourished until I perish.